What's going on, everybody? It's the Child-Free Free Thinker back again with another video. I just wanted to tap in and see how everybody's doing. I did see Gaza Girl already in the chat, so welcome back, Gaza Girl. I know it's been a long time. Um, been doing a lot of work and stuff like that, and I know I should have been doing more videos and things, but every now and then I'll pop in and do a video, especially when I see the things that I was talking about long before this stuff started. And I know you all remember me putting up them videos. I hate that I deleted all of my other ones before. I don't know what I was thinking because I had some good ass stuff up there. But I still have some videos that I may open back up because I was talking about the exact same things that are going on right now. And for those of you that have been subscribed to this channel still, I appreciate it. But you all definitely remember the topics that we had on the same subject as what is going on now in the world. I need to turn this down some. I need to check and see if there's any static. Okay, no static. Great. There is a poll in the chat. If you see the poll, please feel free to complete that poll. And it's just a little survey that says, aren't you glad to be child free? A lot of people think that it's some type of a trend, but for those of us who are child free, we've been this way. We've always known we were going to be child free, even when we were kids ourselves. We knew, and it never changed. No matter what people said, half of us didn't have the experience of people, you're going to regret. And I never had that problem, but I could tell by the way people act. Um, they don't say it, but I could tell that they get jealous, irritated, and frustrated. But they know they can't beat my ass, so I mean, plus keep the Glock, so they know better. Um, so all they can do at that point is gossip and act stupid because that's how people act when they get around people who are not followers and people who have their own minds. It makes them reflect on why they are a follower. So if you see that survey, guys or girl, look over in the chat. Right at the top, you should see something that says, "Are you glad to be child free?" And just uh, do your selection. And I'll put another one up in just a second. What's going on here? Hold on. Okay, there we go. I hope it's not breaking up. Let me check this sound and make sure. If I start to break up, let me know so that I can check the sound. But I'm going to go ahead and get right into the subject. And where is it? Where is the subject? So welcome back, guys and girl. So the name of this subject today is going to be, this is the best time ever to be child free, asexual, abstinent, whatever you are. If you're celibate, for me, I'm an ace. So I'm by default abstinent. Period. That's never changing. Um, Toxic, family free, and marriage free. This is the best time in history for women, especially, and men. I put in the little note section, for those who are still in partnerships and stuff like that, and you're still opening yourself up to the potential and possibility of possibly getting knocked up, for those women who are interacting with dudes on a sexual level or men dealing with women on a sexual level, no one's telling you not to. What I am saying is you need to take safety precaution to make sure that you all are not trapped in the shit that's going on out here, especially women, because the dudes can pick up and run off. But for the women, you're going to be pretty much effed up, like some of, the women that's out here because of, who they late with. So I would highly advise you. I don't know if you did that before. Me, I'm not interacting with dudes on that level, period. But there are women and men that are still getting down, or, you're getting down with the get down. So you are putting yourself at a high risk of possibly reproducing or breeding, whether it's on purpose or by accident. You need to make sure that you all are taking safety precautions, not just, what they present to you in the stores. Anybody can get access to that, but you never know. things can happen, whether that be tubal ligations for women that are serious about it. If you are going to be with a guy and you are a child-free woman, and you're with the guy, you can't just take their word for the fact that they said they're child-free or I'm a antinatalist, I'm an asexual. You can't because they could be lying. You know what I'm saying? So you need to know that they are serious. If that dude says something like, "Oh, I got a vasectomy," and they have documentation or they're getting it scheduled, and you're going with them, that dude's serious. Same thing for the guys dealing with the women. She can easily say that she doesn't want to reproduce or she is antinatalist or she's child free. But you need proof too, just like the women need proof. Did she get a tubal ligation? Is she on some type of birth control? How serious is she? Or is she just totally abstinent or asexual like myself? You still need that if you're going to be interacting with each other on some type of dating level to make sure that you all don't get jacked out here because you will be effed up, especially in black culture. You're definitely fucked. Because the quickest way into poverty for anybody, especially black culture, is breeding. Because I say 99% of the time, the women are going to be baby mamas, period. It's going to be dysfunctional. It's going to be toxic. And then you got the toxic family members. You got, as you can see what's happening around the world, for a lot of the women and men that were in these households where the kids were produced, the kids were brought into existence either out of spite, either out of some type of manipulation, because no one really plans, for that type of stuff. It just happens, and then they say it's a blessing. We're about to see, sadly, that it's not a blessing in the world right now. As you can see, everybody seems to be panicking for the people that's trying to take care of their kids, and the women are left with all those kids. The dudes are somewhere, I don't know. But the women are going to be the worst ones affected because they're going to be the ones, sort of stuck with the kids. And I'm letting you all know right now what I can feel getting ready to happen. I think you all know the end result too of what's about to happen out here. Yet alone, crime and the crime rates going up, looting is going to be going on worse than 2020. If you all see this shit in live time, massive layoffs and stuff like that. Women with 9, 10 kids from 10 different dudes, dudes with 10 baby mamas thought it was cool to just breed and squirt them out from anybody because they thought, what I'm saying? And now, can you imagine how people are going to be feeling that they're stuck with 5 kids from 5 different dudes, 10 baby mamas from 10 different women thinking it's cool, bragging to us boys, 5 kids from 5 dudes. Everybody was, and now they're stuck because we all know better because, we're very deep thinkers and we understand about uh, childcare is like a car payment. Childcare is like a mortgage. And people were like, popping out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because half of the time there were systems in place for these individuals that had these kids so that they would be able to put them in daycare, free daycare, or a daycare for like 50. I don't know about it, $50, I don't know, or something, but it wasn't what the other people were paying that did not get those type of, benefits, whatever it is. So they weren't really paying full price for what it costs per kid. They're talking about thousands for daycare for a kid. Okay. Then their medical bills for birthing it in the first place for the woman. They weren't paying that because of the, certain things that were put in place, needy or something like that. That's what they call it, needy family or something like that, which I think sounds bad. But now that all this stuff is going on in the world, they would be in a very bad situation. So guess what we're going to start to see? If you all remember last year, there was this story, or was it this year? No, it was last year. There was a story about the woman that was in a parking garage at a casino. Well, we found out that that was a little sketchy, but she was in a parking lot at a casino with The mother, I think the mother was in the car with her, the grandmother or something, and all of her kids were in the car, in the cold, in the parking lot, in a casino, and she was a single mother with all those kids, right? And that was just like 3 kids or 4 kids, I think. One of them or 2 of them died, I think. That was last year. Now, guess what you're going to see? It's going to be, I hate to say it, but since these women and men, you know, are the women that had to get on these systems due to absentee fathers or dudes that just, squirted and left, they end up getting the housing and the food assistance for them and all of their kids because the dude wasn't there taking care of them and their kids, and they had no house for them to house their women or their kids. They were just, effing pretty much. So when they take that from those women and the kids, I believe they're in for any woman, especially women, it's very dangerous, that is out here having, sexual relations with guys. It's going to be extremely dangerous for you if you don't have anything in place, like real life solidified situations so that you don't end up in that situation, especially us child free people. We're never changing. Um, because, and especially black culture, because it's very dangerous where the femicide rates are going to skyrocket and genocide is going to skyrocket. What do I mean by that? If, let's just say, um, these women are sitting up there and 10 kids are in the background that she is now stuck with, on top of her housing being snatched, on top of the food being taken out of her mouth and her kids' mouth. What do you think is going to happen to some of these kids as a result of this stuff? A lot of us grew up in very abusive homes with toxic, narcissistic parent or mothers or whatever that only had us to get back at the fathers, only had us to get some type of money from the dude. So my mom was like that. She never wanted me and my siblings. She was just trying to latch on like a leech to the dude that was in the military, but he wasn't shit either. So um, it was for a money grab for her, but she never took care of the kids, which is me and my sisters. We're grown now, so fuck her. Whatever happens, happens. Fuck her. But anyway, nevertheless, and I mean that too. And if anybody come up in here, yeah, you see what I'm saying? You get it, as a girl. You know, I think it's not right for those with disabilities that can't help the way that they were born due to their parents effing, effing. Mother says, "I want to be a mommy. I want to be a mother. I want to be a mother. I want to be a mother." God damn, this shit gets on my nerves. And they put some of their offspring in very sexually abusive situations. And second of all, they knew they had things passed down, and they still threw their leg up for some dude that had pennies in his pocket. And he probably also had that trait in his family line, so it put that kid in a very sad situation. So now, I don't even think the elderly, because some of the elderly are the reason why this generation is fucked up too. They just use their old face so that people could feel sorry. I know, because there's a lot of narcissism and toxicity in boomers, then baby boomers with their dumb ass. A lot of them are evil as hell and very entitled and hog up all the things for themselves and want their kids to suffer. So it ain't even, I feel like if anybody needs them, it should be the disabled from birth that can't help it due to their parents' ignorance. I feel like if anybody needs them, it should be the disabled. Seriously. Not the I'm talking about from birth, disabled, with genetic conditions passed down from their goofy mothers and goofy fathers that thought it would be a good idea to breed an F on their backs and with their pants down for the dudes, knowing fucking well what existed in their bloodlines, but they thought they were doing something good. They had no money, they were broke, but they were effing all over the place, being stupid. I feel like their offspring that have any type of disability, whether it be autism, whether it be um, any type of genetic disorders that are out of their control, I believe they definitely need them, more than anybody, you know. because it's not their fault that they were born with those genetic conditions passed down from their lame ass mother and their goofy ass fathers and their whack ass family members. Now they have to suffer. They deserve the benefits more than anything. The disabled that had no choice in the matter due to their dumbass parents. They're dumbass, both of them, the mother and the father. They're dumbasses. God, they're fucking stupid. Um, so yeah, so what do you think, guys and girl, is about to happen to all these kids that these women sit on their backs to pop out and these dudes squirted their poverty serum in the air like a volcano? They squirted their poverty serum into that woman. She carried that and now she just kept popping them out every 9 months. It was cool when she had the housing and the benefits, but now there's going to be a lot of child abuse, y'all. A lot. You think we got it, and I went through some shit. You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, I'm lucky to be alive, but I really am lucky to be alive. I'm not talking about no normal beatings with a belt. I'm talking about like life or death shit, life or death situations that I just so managed to live through with my goofy ass mammy and dumbass dude that she opened her legs for. And none of the women in my family should have been breeding, but they bred. They did. I guess some of these women feel like their only contribution is laying on their back and putting their legs in the air and popping out kids they can't control and take care of. These dudes, they don't even know what they're here for sometimes. They just want to F and they find the woman that wants to do the same. And they pretty much are two peas in a pot, both goofy, and they just breed and have the nerve to clone themselves and put those kids through hell. The child abuse rates are going to go up. You're going to hear about malnourishment from infants. You're probably going to hear of what do you call it? Physical abuse to the point of, death. Uh, Leaving kids in the cold, leaving them out somewhere, driving off, dropping them off somewhere, dropping off old enough kids that are not infants at fire stations, when they're obviously like 15, 12, 10, big ass kids. They're going to be dropping them off, leaving them in stores, abandoning them, abusing them to the point of death. You're going to hear a lot of abuse going on. And sadly, in Black culture, people aren't going to really, I hate to say it, you already know what I'm about to say. Black people are already looked at in a very low light by the whole world. And people can lie all they want, even by each other. So what do they think is going to happen to these offspring? A lot of abductions will be happening and no one will find them or look for them. Sadly, this is going to happen. A lot of young people will lose their lives by the hands of their own family members. A lot of setting it up like they were abducted when really the family member set it up for life insurance. A lot of life insurance scams are going to be going on for family members. Life insurance on their kids, life insurance on their spouses, people that have been married that's sick of their partners, whether it be men or women, that will already have a plan to off their own partners for the life insurance. Family members will start to turn on each other with life insurance plans to get money off the heads of their own family members that they never really got along with. So don't be surprised if you hear this shit come out on the news when times are happening like this in the world. You start to see people show their goddamn ass and get very disgusting, but it was always in them. This just brings it out of them. You know what I mean? People can't just start thinking like this. They've always been like this. It doesn't take situations like this to suddenly make a person think. They've always had that mentality, but these situations bring it right on out to the open. You know what I mean? Let me get something to drink, some water. Um. Oh, so that's why I said, yeah, they are going. I feel like I never understood the reason why. When I hear women say, "I want to be a mother," it really gets on my goddamn nerves. When especially Black women, it makes me upset because, girl, you already know what it's like being Black. Why would you subject? I'm just keeping it 100. You know what it's like being Black. All this we proud from whatever. Why would they turn around and squirt out a kid and then say, "Well, it's going to be hard"? You knew that shit, motherfucker. You knew that, but you laid down under that dude. You knew he didn't have nothing going on. He don't have no money. You already know his mentality, and you slid up under him and you decided to squirt one out and take your frustrations out on it when you knew what the fuck was going on in the world, and then you want to try to blame the kid. They would have certainly not chose the woman they came out of, or the poverty serum that the father squirted out of his whatever. Okay, and these women, they just keep on. Why are they doing this? Why? What is? I never understood why these women want to be mothers. Like it's like they know no other purpose in their own lives but leaning back on a bed. Like why you want to lean? Do you really? They think that's a legacy, leaning back on a bed, leaning back on a bed for some dude. That's their legacy, leaning backwards on a bed, leaning back on an air mattress. Getting knocked up on an air mattress, probably on the fucking floor next to the dog food, because who knows, in the basement of the dude's grandma house or on her own floor. Okay, this is just sad. And a lot of kids were born into this world with the mentality of they gonna take care of me when they get old. No, they not. A lot of these parents is getting ready to get their ass cut off. A lot of the kids, that's what, especially Gen Z and Gen A, I appreciate it. A lot of all of us are no contact with these motherfuckers. Okay. They thought they were going to get away with this shit for years. Especially them baby boomers. They thought they were going to get away with hogging and hoarding all of the resources and saying that they wanted their kids to struggle or suffer, that nobody gave them anything, it was never available for anything. A lot of us got ourselves out of things on our own. But these motherfuckers expect for us to put our youth to the side, our lives to the side, and bring them in with us. No, no, they're not. No. We had to figure it out on our own. They will not. The same way they treated us in their old age was just the worst time for them to be getting it. Okay? Straight up. So yeah, they should have known. This is what I'm saying. Like I'm not knocking anybody for it. I'm not knocking anybody for any type of assistance they may get if they get them. What I am saying is they should have known, like, why would you take advice from a snake? Why would you take a gift from a snake? A snake may not have bit in you yet, but that's a snake you taking a gift from. It's nothing free about that. So these women and these men got caught up with trusting a snake, and it created a sense of dependency and a sense of um entrapment for their own kids. They can't pass down anything to their kids because you're getting a so-called quote unquote gift from someone who does not respect you or your offspring. Why would you allow a wild coyote to gift you? Why would you allow a snake and a poisonous snake to give you a quote unquote gift to provide for you and your fam? That snake and that wolf and that coyote is setting you up. It could just eat you by yourself. It could have been ate you, but it says, "Oh, you have offspring. I could just wait until you get nice and comfortable, and then I'll devour you all at once." That's what's happening right now. Okay. This is the real reason why a lot of the women and men get upset at child-free women and child-free men because they can't call us immature. We don't give a fuck about being called immature. Laying on your back with your legs open or pulling down your pants with your balls hanging out does not make you mature. Being absent-minded and not thinking about the future of the offspring you provide for. If you have 2 pennies in your pocket, what would make you want to go if? What would make you want to go if and have some kids? If you have 4 pennies, 2 pennies in each pocket. And with the dude, he has 2 pennies. You have 4 pennies, right? That's 6 pennies. But something tells you to reproduce. Why would you do that? Why would they think that would be a good idea? I would not. I'll tell you something. This is not knocking anybody, but I've been a person that's a deep thinker. If Let me give you an example. If let's just say it's a serial killer or whatever it is, right? On the loose, right? And you know that that's what they are. But they say, look, I'm going to take you in. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. Yes, you know that I do this, but I'm make sure you're good and your offspring. You know the history of that serial smeller, yet you still lower your guard and let the serial smeller take care of you and your offspring until one day they do what they've always done to everyone else to you, and you're surprised. That is their nature to do that. Okay. This needs to remind us, as far as child free, I am an antinatalist as well. I have been an antinatalist before I knew what it was, because as soon as I found out about reincarnation, I believe I was like 8 or 9 years old, reading books, very like an intellect. I've always been an intellect, and I found out about reincarnation around 8 or 9, and I was trying to figure out what that meant. The cycle of life and the continuous cycle of life, and um, as a person is what the hell? It's weird. As a person is born into this world, they go through all the stages, and then they get all old, and then they die off, and then only to come through somebody else's womb again, or from somebody's balls, and to somebody's womb back into this fucked up world again. I knew when I found out what reincarnation was, that was something I never wanted to do. I also knew by the time I was 9, I knew I never wanted offspring. I knew that just looking at my dumbass family members. Plus, I never had the desire, being that I was always tomboyish. It was never happening. Period. No, I knew this is not the world to be reincarnated in, but it will always be. So, on a more spiritual level, for those of us who are serious about this and have solidified our mindsets, nothing could be changed about how we feel. And if you are into reincarnation and you know what it means on the reincarnation wheel of life, we know we do not want to come back to this shit. But as long as there are women that talking about, I want to be a mommy, I want to be a mommy, and there are dudes that want to brag about how many baby mamas they have, the wheel of reincarnation will never stop. So we need to figure out how the hell is it? What do we need to do on our side with our soul and our existence and our knowledge to figure out how to get off that reincarnation wheel? Because if it's left up to people, people will breed in the dumbest situations. It could be a fucking flood. People will try to breed. It could be a volcanic eruption melting over the entire city. People will be sitting there laying up breeding. So, and putting their kids into dangerous situations. So, I believe the wheel of reincarnation starts with us, the ending the reincarnation cycle, according to us. Everybody else who wants to do it, let them. But for those of us who are serious about it, and I've always been, we need to make sure we do our due diligence within ourselves. Whatever studying, whatever research we need to do, whatever tapping into ourselves we need to do to make sure that we do not get back on that dumb fucking reincarnation wheel through any woman. I never want to come through any woman's body ever the fuck again. I never want to come through any dude's poverty serum ever again. I don't want to be brought into this existence ever again as any race, any gender, anything that breathes on this motherfucking earth. Period. Half of the if it's something that we can do, because we already know these women and men are dumb as fuck and they don't think about their children's future. They think about what they want at the moment, right? So if it's left up to them, if it wasn't left up to us to get back on this earth, we would be fucked, because women are going to constantly get on their back and pop them kids out, and dudes are going to constantly be somewhere with their pants around their fucking ankles, bragging about how many baby mamas they have. Easy, easy. So something like this had to take place in the world to make people stop and fucking think about what they were doing. Why the fuck would you be on your back in times like this? Why would he be standing there with his balls hanging out? Why would her legs be up in the air reproducing in times like this? And there are still kids being born. They're still doing this shit. And then they'll get on the goddamn camera and cry. The only person that should be crying is the kid that you knowingly reproduce, knowing fucking well. Oh, God. And they were still breeding in COVID. So you know if COVID didn't stop them, this ain't gonna stop them. And they send them kids right back because now they're taking them out. They birthed them, and when they realize they can't have their way, that's the same thing my mom did. Yeah, my mom only had me and my sister. I can't call her a mom. The hole I came out of, she only had me and my sisters for money. And when the money ran out, we did too. But gladly, I got the fuck away from her dumbass. And I knew I would never be like her or any woman in my family because they're fucking retarded. They're retarded, all of them, with the exception of two. Okay, they're fucking dumb. Okay, they really are. How can you gold dig? And they call themselves gold diggers. How the fuck are you gonna gold dig a dude that don't have shit himself, but a hope and a dream and a prayer and a little bit of crumbs? You would put yourself through 9 months of hell, bust your coochie open like a fucking baked potato, and you keep doing. Why the fuck? Is everybody numb to pain or some shit? Cause that don't look fun. I would never bust my coochie open for any dude on this earth to have a body fall out because of love. Fuck the love shit and his last name and meeting his mommy. That ain't shit I would do for no amount of money. I don't give a fuck if they say you get 5 million. I say give him the coochie, he can have it, and then give me the money. Cause ain't no way. There's no way. There is no dude on this earth or in hell or in heaven or underground that I would ever destroy my own cooch, split that motherfucker from the front up my motherfucking spinal cord so it can get open wide. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. Oh god. Oh, I'm making myself nauseated. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm about to throw up. Oh god. Ugh. Sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm getting nauseated. Ugh. 1 second. I just grossed myself out. Mm. Oh my god. Oh man, why did I say that? Ugh. Yeah, I almost threw up. That's how you know you're really child free. Child free isn't just some trend. We were child free before they even called it child free. It's a serious nauseation for a lot of women, especially women. Dudes, they know when they're younger too. They don't want to reproduce, but for women, the idea of birthing anything makes us want to vomit. It really does. You could feel the vomit come, in your chest. Just the idea and the visual of seeing when you visualize your own cooch and you visualize oh god. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Ugh. Ooh, ooh, man. Mm-mm. They say it's nature, it's natural. Come on, no, it just for us, this is how we are. Like if you're really child free and you're really anti-natalist, you want to fucking vomit when you think about the actual visual and actually laying there and letting some dude do this to you. Now, if it's, some women have this happen to them by force, and that's sad. Now, that's a different situation. I don't like that, and I wish something could be done to any dude that does shit like that to any kid, any woman without their consent. You need your shit, karate chopped off, dead ass. But if it's a woman that willingly lays there and you smiling and shit, and you're letting some dude do this shit to you, so in 9 months, your coochie can split the fuck open like a baked potato in the oven when it pops open. And you laying there talking about it's all great, it's all worth it. No, the fuck it ain't. No, then oh my god, bro. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Hell nah. Then it's the liquid, whatever that come from him. You got to carry it, but then you got to be you got to be responsible, and it fuck your whole body up, and your life is pretty much over, and everybody gonna blame stuff on you, and it takes years off of your life, and you would turn around and do that shit again, and put these kids in a world that you know was fucked up because you've been in it long before they ever existence, but you think it's a good idea because you want to quote unquote start a family. I hate when they say that shit. You know this world is trash, but to take your mind off of reality You laid down on your back, and let some dude climb on you and put you in a situation because of what? To take your mind off of reality? To distract you from the truth? You think the title mother is something so special? What if you think that kid is going to give a fuck about your title mother when they're stressing out, when they're bullied, when they're not able to have things, when they're malnutritioned, when their rib cage are showing, when you snap on them because of situations you put them in as if they did that to you when you did that to them? They flip it around on the kid. They did that to the kid. The kid didn't do that to them. You woke them from a sleep, a good sleep. Women and men that choose to breed are waking a mummy, like in Egypt. You remember the story Mummy, right? The mummy? How the mummy wasn't bothering anybody. They took their stupid asses out there, the so-called archaeologists, digging all in the tombs, and they awakened the mummy. And then when the mummy snapped on all their ass and started fucking them up, they screaming and shit. Shut up! That's how we all once were. We were just energy. Okay. It took two motherfucking people to pull their pants down and use their best asset. It wasn't their brains, to use their best asset, their cooch and his ball, and reproduce out of boredom, a little bit of extra crumbs to stack on top of the other crumbs, to bring a whole life into this world that is going to deal with this shit for the rest of their life. If they had a girl, especially in black culture, that is so fucked up to do that when you know what it's like in any shade of black. I don't give a damn whether you're lighter or darker. It doesn't matter what your skin tone is. Being black in this world is an automatic. It's like an obstacle that you're born with without your consent. Because two people knew this shit. They talk about how hard it was. It was so hard that I did it so hard. I just want to lay on my back. It's so hard. I just want to climb on her and make more so that you all could suffer because it was just so difficult for us. Then why the fuck are you reproducing? Then you can't almost said it. Almost you can't feed your kid. Whew. Mm-mm-mm. You can't feed your fucking kid. But you turn around and you make the kid the parent because you can't do it. You make the older kid your parent while you're on your back in the other room getting piped down from a dude with 10 cents, a little bit more than the other dude. The last dude had 2 pennies. You think you're moving up now. This dude got a dime in his pocket. So you let him climb on your ass again while your oldest child is taking care of your other kids while you're getting knocked down with another one. When the deed is done, the dude runs to mom or grandma in the basement playing video games with 10 kids floating around with different women that have the audacity to complain when you knew that dude had kids, but you still laid and slid up under this dude and let him climb on you and pop another one in your ass. But it was okay during this time because what you just said right here. Now, for the people who are really needing these things, it's going to really mess with them because they, like I said, disabilities, individuals with disabilities, whatever the disabilities may be, even if they're considered quote unquote invisible disabilities versus the obvious disabilities, like, double amputees or somebody that has some type of cognitive situation or, maybe a mental illness that they can't help that was passed down through genetics or, hereditary, or maybe someone who has like cerebral palsy or lupus or something like that, or born with some type of condition. It's not their fault. Wheelchair bound, somebody who will never be able to really truly feed themselves, somebody who was born and don't even know they're born because they don't know what's going on. Somebody born on a feeding tube, somebody born with Oh, goodness. Like kids, like born with cancers and stuff, and their fucking family members knew the mother and the father knew this shit. And she laid on her fucking back and got pregnant again. If the father has shit in his family, why the fuck do you think your poverty serum is so special that you need to splatter it all over the place like fucking pancake batter on every wall and bring a life into existence that will suffer because of what's in the bloodline, something they had nothing to do with, and then you got to run and show off and inject that into some woman that want to be a mommy. I want to be a mama. It's fucking dumb. And the kid is the one that takes the brunt of it all because of two idiots, their parents. Not the kid. They're dumbass parents. They're dumb fucking parent. They swear to God they gave them the joys of life when they're both sides of the family are pretty much just fucked up and they know it. So they take their dump. The women are even more denial than the dudes. The dudes just want to brag about having a baby mama. It makes him look like he's the man, splattering his poverty serum all over the place. But the woman is even more ridiculous because she is in denial and she wants to distract herself by staying knocked up so that she can get the little bit of attention from the world and doesn't know she's being set up. When they say, "Oh, thank you, mothers, for creating more slaves." I mean, oops, so sorry. Thank you, mother, so much for birthing more slaves at the bottom of the hierarchy that will take care of our companies while we flick nickels at them and enjoy the bigger part of the pie. Thank you all so much for, being in that mindset because we need your offspring to be the ones at the bottom of the pyramid so that we don't have to, right? She doesn't understand that they're not thanking her for being a mother because they give a fuck about her. They gave her religion so she can think that she's Mary Magdalene giving birth to baby Jesus. So her kid could be crucified on the cross just like Jesus was. And she is the main one that loves Jesus the most. Not even the dudes want to be in church. She does. So they can pump her full of shit. Okay. Religious psychosis. Pump that shit into the kids so they won't ask her any questions. Keep breeding because she thinks one day she's going to give birth to baby Jesus that's going to save the world. She's in denial. Okay, praying for a miracle she could have gave herself. She was supposed to give those kids a miracle by never reproducing them and putting them into a world of hell. Don't they understand the story of Jesus in the first place? After all, he was born just to be taken out. Wow. To show the world that everybody's loved. This shit is so stupid. I'm sorry. All this shit is dumb. It's all stupid as fuck. Jesus was in heaven. This all of us, okay? Let's think about the story of Jesus real quick. Jesus wasn't bothering anyone. Jesus was in the ether, in the spirit realm, right? But they were like, no, I want to send you down there, even though you didn't do anything wrong. I'm gonna send you down there so you can exist in that person's body, and they're gonna push you out just to be slaughtered in the end, and that's gonna prove to the world that that we care about them. So pretty much, we're gonna sacrifice you. We're gonna put you in a physical body to suffer, even though you're not suffering in the spirit realm. And we need to do this to prove to the other people that's born that they're cared for. And this is what half of these mothers bring their kids to church for, so they could sit up there and listen to that stupid shit, which is why all those kids go to sleep in church. And I was one of them. When I was a kid, they tried to make me go to church, and I fell asleep because it was dumb. Sitting up there watching this halitosis breath preacher with rings on his hands, sweating from his head to his chest, not saying any fucking thing to be sweating for. He's just making stupid sounds. But shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you saying? And the women are sitting up there nodding like he's saying something. Even the kids knew they sound dumb as fuck. So you had these kids for your own selfish gain to bring them to church so they can get saved in a world that you can save them from because you could have saved them from it if you wouldn't have reproduced them, but you did. And now you got to bring them to church and teach them about the story of Jesus that was born into hell and sacrificed and slaughtered by the very church you're bringing your kids to sit up and listen to a preacher make stupid fucking sounds for an hour straight and then demand money like he said something. You can't put your kids through college and pay for your food, but you can sit up there and dig down deep in the Barney bag, your purse, and scrape up $100 or so that you didn't have when the kid wanted McDonald's. And now suddenly you find $100 bill to give to that buck dancing preacher that's up there still making stupid sounds, fart sounds with his mouth. And every now and then he'll put a scripture in there. And the scripture's stupid. And the women are in there paying them. But can't pay for their kids' college, can't pay to put food on the table for the kids, keep sliding up under these goddamn dudes that obviously don't have shit. They keep leaning under them, just sliding their bodies under them and popping out these kids that did not ask to be here. Just to run back to the church again. Here go the preacher again. Hamana, 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 hamana. The fuck? What? What the fuck is hamana? And these same churches can't do shit for any of these women or their kids right now. None of them. These churches that sat they dumb ass up there and egg these women on to keep on. Come on, be fruitful and multiply. Come on, I need more slaves. Come on, y'all make more slaves. Come on, because I need the next generation to pick up where y'all left off. When y'all die off, we're going to need y'all kids in the same situation you were in because they seen you living that life. And then they're going to come up in here and get miracles too that we can't give them, but they damn sure going to keep me paid like the pimp I am. So please, yes, bring your kids up in here. Keep them in denial like you in denial so they could be the next generation to pick up where your dumb ass left off. And when we put you under the ground, they're gonna be sitting in the seat you used to sit in. They gonna run their ass up here and give me the money that you used to give me. Goddamn, and I gotta keep this circle going. Can't let my church get close. Is this the way I pimp now? Okay, pimps up, hoes down. That's what the preacher should say. But he can't blow his cover, so he just makes stupid fucking sounds for an hour straight in his pimp robe. I mean, his robe. And when situations like this happen, there should have never been any women and kids on Snap with all that money they paying to these fucking preachers. There should now everybody's snapping for real. Okay, none of them women and their kids in the black culture with all these pimping ass churches, what they put pimps, pimping ass pastors, what they dumb ass, not the one I'm talking about the pastors, pimp the hell out these women, old gray headed women and they daughters sitting up there with a church full of kids, telling them to be still. Hey y'all, be still, stop moving, listen to this dumb shit that this preacher saying. He driving a motherfucking Mercedes Benz and they driving a goddamn station wagon with the hubcaps falling in the streets, the mufflers dragging in the back, the door hanging off the goddamn edge. They gotta put super glue and gorilla glue on the motherfucking door, and they put all the way to the church. Talking about God, get us there, Lord. Come on, just get us the church so we can go ahead and give our last to this pimp. I mean, this preaching. Come on, just get us this so we can hear this dumb shit again, right? You putting all the way to the church, and they give out in the church parking lot. And you just oh praise he let me get here. That's all I needed. Come on in here with these kids so I could sit my dumb ass in this fucking hard hemorrhoids having bench that I'm sitting the fuck on and listen to this dumb sounding clumpkin nutty professor preacher. I mean pastor. I mean pimp. I mean shit. I'm confusing them. Say the same shit he just said last Sunday and open his motherfucking hand out. Why are these women and these kids on Snap if your preacher got all that money? You should be investing in it. That should all be an investment. Your funeral should be paid for. That preacher should be talking to everybody in that church about life insurance the healthy way, not because you're trying to, find out how you're going to survive now. Real conversations besides that same motherfucker story of Jesus need to be had up in there. These fucked up communities, these dudes living in mama basement well beyond 30 and 40, gray headed as fuck, Jordans on their feet, kids all over the place, playing video games in the basement of grandma house while eating uh cookie crisp. Right. These are the None of them should have had to have that because they should have had their own system set up. All these black churches should have had grocery stores, gas stations, banks, colleges. They should have had it all connected with the church, owned by the church, by every woman that opened their motherfucking purses, taking food out of their kid's mouth to put into the pimp mouth. I mean, the preacher mouth. Sorry. I was, I was thinking about Hustle and Flow. So now the preacher gonna be up there singing, "It's kind of hard out here for a pimp when we trying to get this money for the rent." You gonna have the choir in the background with the Cadillac and gas money spent. We got a whole lot of bitches talking shit. It's kind of hard out here. He got the he gonna have the fan blowing in the church because they can't keep the AC on no more. And the woman gonna get up there looking like Taji P Henson, and the preacher gonna be up there looking like CJ, the dude from Tennessee. You know, CJ. He gonna have a gold chain on, the same chain these preachers be wearing, and that's gonna be the church choir song now. Okay, it's kind of hard out here for a pimp when you gotta get this money for the rent. That, but what the fuck happened to the songs? These black churches are out their motherfucking mind. Okay. These women took out their own kid's mouth. They were so quick to lean on their back and pop them out from these dudes. You know he didn't have. If you gonna lay your ass on your back, why are you picking the dudes that don't got shit going on? Why do you think that's? And you put yourself through 9 months laying up under this, but it's all him. And you sit up there, and then you turn around and have another one and another one. That shit can't hurt that bad to keep doing this. And then you go in church and you paying another man. You have no 401k. You have no college fund set up for your kids. You have no retirement fund set up for yourself. You have nothing to pass down to your kids. You're not putting that money as a part of your budget to the side for your grocery shopping bill, right? Well, this is where I mean the pimp come in. He should already have um money set up, right? He should. These preachers, all 5 million of these black churches in these ran down ass areas. Yes, I did, man. I was trying not to think about it, Gaza, because I'm a Yardie as well. Born in the U.S., but I'm a Yardie as well. Yes, I did, and I've been trying to distract myself from it. Yeah, I did see Melissa and how in the United States, how people are acting like a goddamn fool and talking about customer service and they didn't get the best customer. Shut the fuck up, man. You know what I mean? Customer service. Look at America right now. Okay, what do you mean customer service? America ain't giving you customer service. My people's there, right? The fuck? No disrespect, because there's some cool people here. Don't get me wrong, but look how America treating their own people, and you talking about going on a trip, and you see what's going on. Yet I'm not even. I don't want to get on that level. I don't want to do it right now because I'm gonna get pissed off. Yes, I do. And if you have family, are you in Jamaica right now, Gaza? Are you in the U.S. or Jamaica? And I believe some of this shit is man-made. Honestly, if I'll keep it 100 with you, I honestly feel like black in any form that we may come in, whether it be Caribbean, African, United States, Haiti, Barbados, Trinidad, and Virgin Islands, all of us, all over the world, even with people don't want to identify or not, even in the UK, a lot of people are trying to find ways, especially in the United States, to um, eliminate us. Have been trying to do this since the beginning of time, but have had a very difficult time to do it, to have everything to themselves. And that's what the fuck I don't understand. Because if people notice in our culture, why the fuck do they keep putting these innocent people into the world? They don't want to go down by themselves. Only a G like us, only G's like us, G's like us will be willing to. We didn't ask to come into this shit from these dodo brains that brought us here, but we are bold enough and strong-minded enough, whether we are women or men that are child-free, anti-natalist, asexual, anti all of us, to know that this is not the place for souls that did not ask to be here. And we'll deal with this shit. We didn't ask for it, but we in it now. So we'll deal with it on our own too. We will never put nobody in this shit. Dead ass. Shit. No. All this shit and um natural disasters and PDF files and people looking for wage slaves and parents having parents having kids to make their life have meaning. But hold on. If your life is meaningless, so why the fuck would you open your legs and why would he be pulling his balls out? Well, this is gonna give me meaning. Wait till I pull out my nuts. Don't have meaning in my brain, but I got some meaning in my nuts. And here go the woman. When I pull my cooch out, this is me. This is where the meaning come from. This right here is gonna give me purpose in life. My brain, who gives a fuck? But my cooch is where it's at. Here go to do my brain. I can't think about shit. Ain't nothing up there. But my nuts, these nuts, got them. The fuck? This is our parents, man. Oh boy. The pimps told the whole congregation, "See ya, won't want to be ya. Look, I done got what I need to get, but I'm closing the church down now." Yo, did you hear about the story of the preacher that told that woman to her face? It was funny as hell, though. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't even sad because these women keep doing this shit. They keep bringing their goofy ass up there, holding their kid hand like they teaching their kid a valuable lesson. You teaching your kid how to be dumb as fuck. The kid has more sense than the women who bring their kids up in there, teaching them how to pimp, how to get pimped. They walk the fuck, and this is somebody grandmother, man, bringing a grandchild up there to watch their grandma get embarrassed. She comes up there, then scraped up $1,000 that should have been a part of her food budget for her kids and grandkids. This motherfucker gonna go up there and pay the pimp, and was proud too. She went up in there in all white, had the kid by the hand. Hey kid, watch this. Watch grandma. Watch grandma show you how it's done. Let me show you how to get pimped. I'm gonna do this. I want to show this shit. I'm gonna do this shit right in front of you. And the kids sitting there watching. That's so embarrassing. And the kids sitting there watching this shit. She put that money. What's that song by what is it? It's 3 6 Mafia. Ever since I could remember, I've been popping my. They should have been playing that in the church. I've been popping my collar, and you better put that money in my hand. She went up there and put her hard-earned money in the pimp hand in front of the kid. And he looked at that damn money, and he looked at her just like a pimp look at their bottom bit. And he said, "What the?" I've been making fun of these preachers a long time ago. I've been calling them pimps. But you did this in front of a kid, and you're teaching that kid how to get pimped in life, how to take their money and how to give it to someone outside themselves to ask someone else for meaning in life. And this person is supposed to be so wise that they'll watch you make a fool of yourself. So this woman went to church and she put 1,000, I think 1,000 and something in the preacher's hand. And he said, what is this? I thought, didn't he forgot the microphone was on. I made a joke about this shit. Damn, I wish I still had it. I still have other videos with it on there, so I'm gonna put them up here. This dude said, didn't I tell you what I asked you for? This ain't what I asked you for. I asked you for more than this. $1,000. He should have said, do I like a cheap ass you? He said $1,000. What the? Hey man, do what I told you. Hold on, I think you got me messed up. What I told you to bring me? You gonna come up here and bring me this? I didn't ask you. You didn't follow that. You didn't do what I told you to do. I told you what I wanted, and you gonna come and give me what you think I want. Hey man, give me what I asked for. These preachers coming on out with it and revealing they pimp, you know, pimping. That's why I don't do that church shit. When I was a kid, I just fell asleep and made fun of the preacher when I was a kid. When they tried to make me go, I would sit my ass to them and laugh my ass off. I sure did. I got pinched so much that I still got pinch marks on my damn arm because I knew I was gonna get pinched. I already had my arm ready. I'm not gonna listen to that shit. So I already had my arm ready for them to pinch, and it was normally the older women that would pinch the girls. They wouldn't really mess with the boys. They would pinch the girls because, hey, look, I'm teaching you how to be a bottom barrel bitch. So when you get older, you can bring your money to these pimps. I mean these pastors. So sit your ass up in here, sit still, and listen to this rubbish. Listen to this rubbish that this pimp, I mean this pastor is saying up in here, so you can learn how to be a bottom barrel bitch. So when you get older, instead of you being a miracle for your own life, you can come and ask the pimp, I mean the pastor, for a miracle, but you got to pay for that miracle now. You ain't gonna bring no 50, no $100 up in there. He gonna slap the hell out of you in that church and pretend he laying hands. He gonna lay hands on you and knock your ass down to the floor. They be trying to play it off. I believe them preachers be beating it. Now that I look back on it, now that I think about it, yeah, I think the preachers have always been low key. You know when they be, why they always gotta knock somebody down to the ground and act like that's a powerful thing? What the fuck are you doing? Why you gotta blow on some? Why they always gotta fall to the ground and everybody in the audience just dumb? Oh, they fell. Oh my God, they walked up there and he knocked them to the floor. That is so powerful. Why can't you do something like put some money in your congregation hand to pay for their grocery bill? You knocking people on the floor and put a sheet over them like it's a crime scene and shit. And people still sitting their dumb ass up in them churches, bro. Watching somebody get covered up with a sheet and they still alive. They got the nerve to still be laying on the fucking floor while their kids and grandkids watch them in them churches laying on the floor, shaking like something really going on. Get your ass up, man. Get up. Shit. They laying on the floor. They walk up there to get slapped to the ground. I believe them preachers be taking out their frustration on the women that go up in there because there ain't enough money for him. And I think he play it off. Let me lay hands on you real quick. Come here. Didn't I tell you what the fuck is this? 50. What the hell am I do with $50? Get a hot dog with it? Hey man, come here real quick. I'm gonna shut then. Ugh. And they fall to the ground and they be so dizzy that he put a sheet on them. And everybody in the church be clapping. Yeah, oh, a miracle. A miracle? This dude just pimped you and everybody else up in there. They teaching the kids how to get their money away for nothing, bro. And that's why this culture is fucked up. Everybody pimping this culture. Each other, your pastor, your pimp, your government, your communities of people that come to the area and squeeze the last drop out of you, and nobody does a fucking thing but pump more kids into it like they're doing something. I got a solution. What is it? Make more money? Come up with a business? No. Let's make some kids. What the fuck? What? Huh? So this is out of control, man. This is the best time ever to be child free, sexual abstinent, toxic family free, and marriage free because these are the things that could put you in poverty lane. Now, Gaza girl, you never did let me know if you were in the United. I believe you're not in the United States. I believe that you're in Jamaica right now. Is that true? Or are you in the US? If so, I wish you and everyone that's close to you the best right now because there's a lot going on. You never did tell me though. um, oh goodness gracious. And right now, the world is in chaos because of the narcissism in the US. It's narcissism in the US, and everybody wants to be in control of everybody but they self. The only control a lot of these adults have is their ability to breed. Other than that, they don't know how to think for themselves. They don't know how to think for themselves. All they know how to do is try to run somebody else and get mad when they can't run somebody else because you can't control nobody else. You're not, right? So they get upset at it. And the only thing they know how to do is just keep breeding more people into this shit that they can't get themselves out of. Period. And what do I mean by toxic family? Um, in this world, for those of you all who had to come up with solutions on your own, what family members that bred you, but then couldn't do nothing for you but talk shit, you end up having to get things together on your own. These would be the same ones that try to latch on to you last minute, last case scenario. Oh, we family, we all we got. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Because a lot of times the family members be jealous and they're the main blessing blockers in your life right there. straight up, right? People are going to start taking out a lot of life insurance. I'm telling you right now, if they haven't, a lot of people are going to be getting set the hell up by friends, by their family members, by their spouses, people they never thought, their friends. Yeah, tell you. So you better hope you know real people and not fake people. You only know a person when shit get real. Okay. If they weren't stand up people already and they didn't have a backbone, they didn't have any good ways about themselves, times in this world like this is going to bring out the darkness of people, the jealousy, the envy, the betrayal, the manipulation, the gaslighting in people, the wishy washiness in people. Hmm. Hold on. Where we at? Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Let me see if I see anything with this survey or whatever. People are like, well, whose side are you on? Wait a minute. Damn, I should have told. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Damn, how am I gonna do this? Oh, I know how to do it. One sec. Let me try something here. Um, it's kind of hard out here for a pimp. I don't know why this song is stuck in my head. Well, we gotta get this money for the rent. Oh, one sec. I forgot. I should have put this on here because I'm sure it would have came up and participated. Would you like to come up and speak on this matter, Gaza girl? Uh, hold on. Because if so, just let me know in the chat. No, it's not it. Let me know so you can come on up. Shoot. Um, trying to send this to someone. One sec here. Trying to send an invite to someone so they can come through and join this panel. One sec. Oh, come on now. Damn. Here we go. The truth. Oh, snap. Hold on. Okay, so I just sent a damn. I just sent a message to try to see if I can get someone to come through on here and talk about this. If I can. Where we at? May come through, may not come through, who knows? But okay, there we go. If he does come through, I'd like to hear his perspective, and I may open up my other videos. He will see. There's somebody called the Truth Provoker, and I also want to get on here with one. His name is, I don't even know how to really. I could pronounce any word, but I need to know what is Benadine. The Ben. I've had a problem, not a problem, pronouncing his name, but where is it? What is his name? Benadine? What is his name? Hold on. Uh, ben, if anybody knows his name, He is another child-free antinatalist. I believe he's African. He wears shades. I have always wanted to get on a panel of his, but he never really had a panel. He's always done like lives. I have always wanted to speak with him because he talks about some real shit. And his name is Benedine. The damn it, what is his name? Benedine. Do I have it? I'm gonna get off of here really quickly. I'm gonna put my other video up. I'm gonna shorten this one, and I'm gonna get on and do the other video that I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do, and it's about. Go up here. Come on. It's about the video that I'm about to do in a few seconds is going to be called "There's Superman and There's Jeebus. His superpower is not giving an F. He loves you." I'm about to put this on here in just a second. And I'm just gonna end this one. I didn't want to make it too long. It's already been about an hour and 11 minutes and 49 seconds. So stay tuned, guys and girl. Thank you for coming back into the chat. I hope everything is going well for you and everyone that is close to you. If you are in Jamaica right now, I was asking if you would let me know, but maybe you couldn't get to the computer in time. So just know that I'm going to be back on here in about 5 minutes and put up the next video. All right. Thank you for coming through. See you in a sec.